So remember, you don't have to draw this again, but unless you want to. So this was the market, competitive market. I'll put C market. This is an individual firm. Individual firm in the competitive market. So if price goes up, they're gonna produce more. Supply will increase. This is supply, right? Supply will increase. Their revenue will also increase. If the price goes down, their supply, will decrease, and marginal revenue will also decrease, right? So if price increases, revenue goes up, and quantity produced will go up. If price decreases, revenue will go down, and quantity produced will go down. Profit maximizing quantity is where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Or price is equals to marginal cost. So price is equal to $20. Quantity 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Total cost is equal to 300 for 0 quantity, 320, 390, 490, 680, 1,000, 1,500. Total revenue, which is equal to price times quantity, by the way, is 0. Price is 20, so 20 times 10 is 200. 20 times 20 is 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200. So this is something you'll have to calculate, the total revenue. If you're given price, you're given quantity, you should calculate total revenue by yourself. Profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. So for the first quantity, total revenue is 0, total cost is 300, so it's negative 300. For the second one, it's negative 120. For the third, so for the 20th quantity, it is plus 10, then 110, 120, 0, and negative 300. Marginal cost is change in total cost divided by change in quantity. Change in total cost from 0 to 10 is 20. Change in quantity is 10. So it is 2. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 7, 10, 19, 32, 50. Marginal revenue, which is change in total revenue divided by change in quantity, is, if you do change in total revenue divided by change in quantity, you will get 20 for all quantities, which should tell you that it is a competitive firm because price is constant and it is marginal revenue is equal to price. So now the question is, what quantity does this firm decide to produce? What quantity should this firm produce? So question number 1, what quantity should this firm decide to produce? So it should produce where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. So where is marginal cost and marginal revenue?
40.
It's greater than marginal cost. They should not produce quantity 50 because marginal revenue is less than marginal cost. So they should produce wherever marginal revenue is greater than or equal to marginal cost. So quantity 40 would be the answer.
Why not 30?
Because you'll produce 40 because marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost. So you will produce, you're producing 32. You're producing 10, 20, 30, 40, but 40 is where you're stopping. So this is where you stop producing. After 40 you don't produce. So it's not like you're not producing 30, you are. If price increases to $33, before it was $20, what's the profit maximizing quantity? So the only thing you have to do is basically change the marginal revenue column. So the new price, so we'll call this marginal revenue new, is 33, 33, 33, 33, 33, 33. And we're comparing marginal cost to the new marginal revenue, or to the new price. And so here, greater than this, greater than, we're gonna produce up to quantity 50. Because up to quantity 50, oh, actually, sorry. We're gonna produce, oh, yeah, quantity. We're comparing this column with this, right? Marginal cost column with marginal revenue column. So to decide how much to produce, the only two relevant column is marginal cost and marginal revenue.
So marginal cost isn't affected by the price going up?
No.
Okay.
Price went up, marginal cost, it's still costing you the same to produce the quantity. So the only two things, the only thing you're changing is the price, which is marginal revenue, and everything else is the same in this question. So just compare these and you'll see, I can even erase the old one. So compare the new marginal revenue with the marginal cost, and up to quantity 5, its marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost. So the new profit maximizing quantity is 50.
So would that be the shutdown price?
No, we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. If price decreased to $11, and everything else is the same, so how much do you produce? Simply just change marginal revenue to $11. 11. What's the new quantity produced?
20.
Quantity 30, right?
Oh, not 30, no, 40.
We produce less. We produce less when price decreases. Because we're getting less revenue per unit. We are getting less revenue per unit. Right? So everybody got this so far? So far so good? Yes.
How did you get -1?
Where do I have -1? Where's -1?
Is it -1?
This?
Below the MC. MC, okay.
Which column are you talking about?
MC.
Marginal cost?
Yeah.
Okay. This? This dash?
No.
That's blank.
No. Is it -1 or?
7.
Oh, it's 7. Oh, yeah, it's 7. Thank you.
Yeah, it's 7. That's a 7, not -1.
Question. What does that say under for the second question? Q equal, what's that symbol besides Q?
This?
No, that one, yeah.
Q star?
Okay.
Okay. So, this one you have to draw. But you can wait until I'm done. That way, you'll have a better idea of what to. So you have your supply curve, your marginal cost. You have your marginal revenue, or your demand, right? And then you have your average total cost curve. This is $50. This is $43. This is the equilibrium point where marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. That's the equilibrium point. That's how much you're going to produce. So equilibrium point is the same, where marginal revenue is crossing marginal cost, or where supply is crossing the demand. That's still your equilibrium point. That's still how much you're going to produce. Important point. You're still producing where MC is equals to MR. I'm going to erase this. So you can write competitive firm on top of this graph. Now, we already talked about marginal cost curve and marginal revenue, which is equal to your demand for a competitive firm. I'm introducing average total cost curve here. Average total cost curve goes downward sloping. So as you start to produce more and more, average total cost starts to decrease. When you're producing more and more units, cost starts to decrease until you hit the marginal cost curve. Once the average total cost curve hits the marginal cost curve and you start to produce further down, you're producing more, the average total cost curve goes back up. So it's a decreasing slope at first. Your average total cost is decreasing initially, but then as you start to produce more and more, average total cost starts to increase. And it increases after the intersection point, after it